side. Okay. Okay. So, our first question can be either easy or a bit hard. But how have you been feeling emotionally lately? How have you been feeling emotionally lately? Lately. Okay. Yep, I'm just recording all of your answers on my computer. That will let me look back on it after the session is complete. So we will be able to form a treatment plan. Yep. Okay. Do you ever hear voices that aren't there? Sorry if I keep adjusting my glasses, they're a little bit loose right now. But do you ever hear voices that others don't hear? Okay. Are you currently experiencing any major life changes? Any major life changes? Okay. And how is that affecting you? Okay. Okay. Have you ever had thoughts that life isn't worth living? You can be completely 100% honest with me here. Completely honest. Okay. Yeah. How often do you feel disconnected from your surroundings? Okay. Okay. And how does that make you feel? Do you struggle with overthinking? Do you struggle with overthinking? I think most of us do at this point. Have you ever experienced any traumatic events that still affect you? This could be anything. This could be the death of a loved one. This could be bullying. This could be just really anything negative that has happened. Okay. Do you cry easily or rarely? Easily or rarely? Sorry, I misspoke on that. Do you cry easily or rarely? Okay. Are you easily startled or hyper aware of your surroundings? So, do you flinch very often? Are you constantly on the lookout, paranoid for people or negative things around you? Okay. Do you notice any patterns in your moods? This could be a plethora of things. This could be you recognize that on every Wednesday you feel really sad. This could be a certain thing triggers you. It could be anything. Okay. Do you ever feel like you're watching yourself from the outside? What does that mean? Well, the meaning of that question is we're trying to figure out if you disassociate. And disassociating means you kind of detach from your body and you feel like you're not connected with yourself. So you could have thoughts where you're peeking in on yourself, you can see your body and you aren't connected to it. Could feel just nauseous, anxious. It doesn't have to be something super physical. It can be just like a teeny, tiny feeling where you feel like you're just not you, where you feel scared and worried and anxious. So you do experience that sometimes. To what degree do you think? Okay. What coping mechanisms do you use regularly? could be something a bit darker that we will have to talk about. But please be completely honest with me. I can only help you if you're 100% honest with me. Okay. Do you experience intense mood swings, such as feeling euphoric followed by deep sadness? Intense mood swings, intense mood swings. And does anyone in your family have a history with bipolar disorder or borderline personality disorder? I know I did ask, but it's good to double check just in case. Okay? Because sometimes those things can be genetic, and that might be the cause. Okay. How do you physically feel when you're anxious? So, do you clam up? Do you start shaking? Do you feel nauseous, feel like you're gonna throw up? Do you just feel scared? Are you calm? Any symptoms will do. Okay. Yep, I'm really sorry that you experienced that. We're gonna try to fix it. Are you afraid of being judged or embarrassed in public? Are you afraid of being judged or embarrassed in public? In public. I mean, most everyone is to a certain degree, but do you feel like it hinders your life? Like, does it make you not want to go outside in fear of embarrassment? Okay. Do you ever feel like your thoughts are racing? Yes. Okay. Have you lost interest in activities you once enjoyed? And what activities would those be? Okay. Do you rely on routines or rituals to feel okay? Like, for example, if your daily routine is to kind of hit the doorway as you're going out with your hand, like just kind of high-fiving it. If you don't do that for a day, would you feel anxious? Would you feel disturbed? Would you feel like you have to? Okay. Do you ever feel like you're not in control of your actions or reactions? Again, please be honest. Okay. Okay. Do you ever get caught in repetitive behaviors like checking or tapping? So, for checking, that could be something like you constantly check if you left the oven on, or tapping could be you feel like you need to tap, like tap the counter, tap whatever multiple times a day. Okay. How do you handle self-doubt? How do you handle self-doubt? And is this a common emotion for you? Do you sometimes feel like the world around you isn't real? Okay. What does emotional honesty mean to you? Okay. Have you ever gone on spending sprees or taking big risks during periods of high energy? Okay. So you have. Okay. So one time during high school. Okay. Flashbacks could be you physically seeing memories from your past that were traumatic, but they could also be you just feeling the feelings that you felt in that moment. A lot of people have preconceived notions about, flashbacks, and that they have to physically be seeing the moment for it to be a flashback, which is untrue. It's a common misconception. Okay. How supported do you feel by friends and family? Okay. Speaking of friends and family, who is your emergency contact so that I can go ahead and write this down? Don't worry, they will not see any of your information from this assessment, but just in case we need to know. A parent, a partner, a friend. We just need to have somebody to put down for you. Okay. Partner. And do you all live together, or do you live separately? Okay. And marital status. Okay. Okay. Do you experience sudden anger or irritability that feels out of proportion? So, do you feel like you overreact to things sometimes? Do you feel like you are sudden to anger? Okay. Have you ever created alternate versions of yourself to cope? So, we mean multiple personalities. We mean kind of things that you're making up in your head. A great example of this topic is a stop motion called Opal on Cartoon Network. You should give it a watch if you haven't. It shows a little girl who is experiencing abuse in her home, and she creates a false narrative in her head and creates a false life and a false personality. It's a bit scary though, so if you're feeling a bit paranoid, don't watch it. Okay. Do you ever find yourself stimming or fidgeting to calm down? Do you use stim toys? Things like that, like squishies, what do they call it? The fidget wheels, not fidget wheels, the fidget spinners, squishies, the sounds, smells, or places that trigger intense memories. That trigger intense memories. Do you have difficulty maintaining relationships? Is this any relationship, or is this only romantic relationships or platonic also? Okay. misunderstood by others? Do you often feel misunderstood by others? Okay. What kind of support do you still need? What would be your top number one thing of support that you still need? Okay, for mental health. Okay, we'll try to get you that for sure. Do you ever feel like you're a different person around different people? Do you feel like your personality shifts based on who you're with at the time? Do you have a strong inner critic? A strong inner critic. Okay. Do you fear being vulnerable? Is this conversation with me, is it making you feel anxious? Okay, that's completely normal. Have you ever felt like your emotions don't belong to you? How does your body usually respond to stress? So, do you have lack of sleep? Are you more anxious? Are you more depressed? Okay. Do you struggle with impulsive decisions? What thoughts do you come back to the most often? Can be negative, of course, or can be positive. Whatever you want to tell me. And I just want to ask this question just to see where you're at currently. Are you proud of yourself right now, in this moment? Are you proud of yourself? It's okay if the answer is no. It's okay. We'll get it to a yes. I promise. How do you react when plans change suddenly? Does it freak you out? Are you cool with going with the flow? Do you feel safe in your own mind? Do you feel safe? Feel safe in your own mind. Your own mind. Sorry, just a moment. We're having a bit of technical difficulty. Just a moment. But how do you think that the assessment is going so far? Do you feel like it's going well? Do you feel like it's going well? Do you feel respected? Is there anything that you want to change? That I should be doing differently? I'm always open to different criticisms. So, are you currently trying to change any addictive behaviors in your life? Like quitting vaping, quitting corn, quitting anything such as that? Okay. Are your thoughts usually positive or critical? Critical. Have you ever been described as in your own world? Have you ever written a letter that you haven't sent? Think to all the boys I've loved before. What kind of support are you seeking? Okay. I mean, still seeking. What do you feel like is missing in your current advice whenever you need them. What's something soothing that you like to listen to? Something soothing, 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 soothing. That you like to listen to? 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 Listen to? Excuse me. Are you drinking enough water? Are you drinking enough water? And eating enough food? Have you ever been hospitalized for mental health reasons? How long does it take for you to calm down after stress? For you to calm down after stress. Do you ever experience intrusive thoughts about harm or mortality? I know this is a big question too. Do you feel guilty for resting or for saying no? For saying no, rejecting things. Is there a diagnosis that you suspect but you haven't explored? Okay. Are you more introverted or extroverted? thoughts are racing too fast to catch. To catch, 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 to catch. Come. What does your internal self-talk sound like? Is it positive or negative, or any other emotion? And how do you handle guilt and regret in your life? How do you handle guilt? Guilt and regret in your life. Do you experience a fear of losing control? Or the opposite, do you have a fear of being in control? Okay. So I think both. It depends on the situation. Have you ever experienced emotional numbness where you couldn't feel any emotions? Any emotions, not any emotions. You were just completely numb. Okay. Are there oh wait, we already did that one, sorry. Do you struggle to make decisions? Even small ones, even small decisions. Okay. Do you find it hard to trust your own mind? Do you find it difficult to trust your own mind? Your own mind. Your own mind. Do you find it hard to trust your own mind, your own mind, your own mind? Okay. Have you ever been told you space out, space out, space out, or disassociate, 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 disassociate? Alright. Do you check things repeatedly, like locks or switches? Like locks, 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 or switches? Do you ever experience guilt after feeling happy? Guilt after feeling happy. How often, or if at all, do you think about self-harm? Okay. And how do you soothe yourself after having an emotional trigger? Emotional trigger, how do you soothe yourself? Do you soothe or do you soothe yourself? Gotcha. Have you felt a strong need to control your environment? Have you felt a strong need to control your environment? Your environment, your environment. Do you ever feel like something bad will happen if you don't do something just right? Kind of like what we discovered, what we discussed earlier, but with that just right lingo. Have you ever, at any point in your life, struggled with perfectionism? Perfectionism. Have you ever struggled with perfectionism? Have you ever questioned your identity deeply or often? Have you ever questioned your identity deeply, 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 or often? Do you feel like others misunderstand your intentions? Do you feel like others misunderstand your intentions? Your intentions. Okay. Do you notice changes in your speech or thoughts when you're stressed? Have you ever felt like you were pretending to be okay when you were been suspicious of others' motives, even without evidence? Without evidence, without evidence, without evidence. Have you ever believed that you had special powers or connections? Yeah, I know they have episodes of them, like on Dr. Phil. Do you enjoy stimulation? Or do you become very overwhelmed easily? Both. Gotcha. Have you been told that you lack empathy or feel too much? Either end of the spectrum. Either end of the spectrum. Okay. Do you ever feel emotionally stuck, as if frozen in a moment? Emotionally stuck, as in frozen in a moment. Okay. Have you ever avoided therapy or reflection because it's felt too painful for you at that time? This is a very common thing that we experience. Okay. Have you ever broken things off with someone without clear explanation? Without clear explanation. Okay. Do you try to predict others' reactions in advance? What do you fear people would think if they knew the real you? The real you. Okay. Do you ever hear your inner critic louder than anything else? Louder than anything else. Louder than anything else. You do. Alright. Okay. Have you ever been labeled as dramatic or attention-seeking unfairly? Have you ever been labeled dramatic or attention-seeking unfairly? Do you ever emotionally shut down during intimacy or vulnerability? Okay. Do you get stuck in past events as if they're still happening? How do you react when someone raises their voice at you? Okay. Do you experience empathy burnout or emotional exhaustion from helping others? Do you ever experience that? Do you struggle sometimes with emotional regulation during arguments? Okay. Do you resist change? What's your earliest memory of feeling not okay? How long has this been going on? Really? Be honest. Have you ever thought that others were plotting against you? That others were plotting against you? Do you experience a strong sense of justice or moral clarity that affects your relationships? You don't? Okay. Have you had moments where everything felt meaningless to you? Do you avoid eye contact even when you want to connect? Even when you want to connect? I understand. When you're overwhelmed, do you ever lose awareness of time or place? So, how much time has gone by or where you're at? experience paranoia or a fear of betrayal in close relationships? Do you experience paranoia or a fear of betrayal in close relationships? Close relationships, close relationships. Are you highly attuned to others' moods, even subtly, 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 subtly? Have you ever experienced obsessive thoughts around cleanliness or contamination? Do you sometimes feel like everything is too loud, even when it's quiet, 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 quiet? You do. Do you experience cravings for stimulation or numbness depending on mood? For stimulation or numbness depending on mood. Have you ever completely shut off from people or gone silent for days? Have you ever shut off from people or gone silent for days, for days, for days? Have you ever gone silent for days? What's one feeling you wish that you could understand better in yourself? Have you ever sought out danger just to feel alive? Just to feel alive. Do you ever fixate on past conversations or cringe memories often? Okay. To a certain degree, it's normal, but to that degree, we're going to need to talk about it. Do you feel like your memory is patchy and unreliable? Are there rituals or habits you use to create a sense of order? Do you ever fear losing control of your mind? Just of it in general. Have you ever questioned whether your memories are real? What coping skill has helped you the most over time? Over time, over time. Coping skill. What does healing look like to you? What does healing, what does getting better look like to you? And how much work are you willing to put into that? That's a very nice thought. Do you believe that you deserve peace and safety? Good, good, because you do. What would you change